What's up, sports bettors? So this video, we are going to be hitting some bets. Hopefully this game gets more interesting, so it's worth watching. But for now, we got Brady, 2 passing TDs, Leonard Fournette, -3 yards rushing, and we're going to be going through some good plays. So some early look-ahead plays. This one I couldn't bet. In a lot of states, it's a little annoying. You can't bet your own state's college football team. So I couldn't bet Buffalo plus 125. But if you see the value, kind of in this play, ridiculous, right? -104 on Pinnacle, DraftKings plus 105, Caesars plus 110. We just missed it, plus 125. So why do we bet on Sunday nights? Well, a lot of sports books start to post lines for the upcoming, kind of week. And you can see here, there's some good plays on PointsBet and stuff like that, but I don't really use PointsBet, so I should actually kind of have it filtered out. And we can look for some betting opportunities, see what's out there early. And again, we're not going to be able to place this first one. So what we're going to be doing, kind of the whole point of these videos is to, this sheet is in the description of the live stream. Is we're just tracking our profit and loss of all these plays that we've given out. Gave out 2 early college football plays. What do we have today? We have the Broncos plus 2.5. Let's see if that one. I don't remember if the Broncos cashed. Broncos NFL. How did they do? Plus 2.5. That did not cash. So that's going to bring our profit down a bit. So the Raiders get their first win, 32-23 over the Broncos. So good for the Raiders. So we can subtract that. And okay, we're at 11.7K pre, just YouTube plays, and then live stream plays, 4.5K. We got destroyed on the Panthers money line, which was the last bet, of course, we ended up having. Let me just log back into FanDuel. So Panthers money line was a disaster. That bet didn't win. But what we did win was a lot of our fantasy plays that we gave out. Such as, what did we give out? We crushed it, actually. So we had Blake Snell under 7.5Ks. We gave out, this was a $900 play for us. And then we had Marquez over 4.5 strikeouts. He had 8. So this is at plus 260 odds on Thrive. We've kind of gone through this. We can go through it again if people find it helpful. Corey Kluber, Christian Kirk, this play cashed. I mean, just a lot of wins today. And then we also had a win on Underdog Fantasy, which was from this live stream. Under 1.5 passing TDs for Lamar. Didn't look like it was going to hit, but it hit. And then we had 2 MLB plays kind of from earlier. So everything done on live stream. So you could have tailed along with it. And hopefully we can keep it going on the live streams in terms of keeping the profit going up. So let's go ahead and let's kind of talk about some bets. So here we have an early college football play, slightly lower EV than this play, but of course we can't bet this play, so can't FOMO it. But a lot of value at plus 120 on UTEP, on WinBet. So, what you can do is just kind of like, what I like to do is just kind of open up all sports books, like where is every sports book pricing this? And you can see no sports book is giving us above plus 108. We're getting plus 120. So as a sharp bettor, our goal is just beat the vig, beat the juice, get an edge over the sports book and kind of see our profits compound. And this is an example of a great play. So this can be one of the first bets we lock in. So we got UTEP plus 120 and we can hit it for $500. So this will be one of the first plays. We'll lock in on the live stream for college football next week. And we had White Sox on the live stream earlier, so that cashed. What else did we have on the live stream? So this was a full-length YouTube play. This was from the live stream. Blue Jays -1.5 against the Red Sox. So that was from the last live stream. That cashed. So overall, pretty good stuff. So hopefully we can keep it going. So UTEP. What font size is this? So we want to increase the font size of everything a bit to 18. Okay. Maybe we do 22. Okay. So we have UTEP money line. We hit it for $500. Oh, UTEP money line. We hit it for $500 at plus 120 odds, and then this is going to be next Saturday. And that's the first college football bet we have. So we have UTEP money line plus 120. We hit it for $500, and this is how, I like thinking about my profit margin. And again, the sheet's in the description, so you can look at it. But you just take your profit margin or your edge, your percent profit margin, and you multiply it by your stake. So that gets you your profit margin in dollars. So this bet has a profit margin of $9.70. So you try to give me, a $5 bill for my bet, I'm going to tell you to F off because my bet is worth more, right? So we're kind of trying to form, our own portfolio of sharp bets. I want to place as many bets with an edge as possible, kind of have my own diversified portfolio of bets with an edge that are beating the VIG, like this incredible plus 120 value. Most sports books are pricing this plus 105, minus 125, Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker, plus 108, minus 126. So if we throw that into a no-vig odds calculator, the true odds from Pinnacle are plus 116. We're getting plus 120, so we're getting higher odds than the no-vig odds. And then on DraftKings, it was plus 105, so true odds of plus 114. Once again, we're getting higher at plus 120 on WinBet. So we're beating the VIG, right? And then this play I gave out on YouTube earlier. So under 56.5, Kent State, Miami, Ohio. So that was just a full-length YouTube play. So we'll see what else is out there. Just keep refreshing, and we'll see if any fantasy plays come out. So a lot of plays on Bet365. If you have that sports book available, it looks like the Bengals money line against the Ravens has some great value. Pinnacle only giving you plus 150. Looks like lines are moving towards the Bengals a bit. This play is still available, this UTEP play. So obviously not a ton out there, just because, it's so we have Copenhagen versus Man City over 4.5 goals, over 20.5 in Rublev versus Jerry. We can see how we feel about this play. Looks pretty good. Minus 125 on Caesars. Early morning tennis play. Always can have some action on. So what we can do is just go here and be like, okay, let's go with this. So we want this over 20.5. We can hit this too. For a unit, we'll say. So over 20.5. And just mathematical sports betting. The great part about it is it's foolproof. You literally can't lose in the long run if you're just following math, as your strategy. Here, Pinnacle minus 150, WinBet minus 145, FanDuel minus 165. So no sports books giving us better than, minus 145. We're getting minus 125. That seems pretty good. And they take the bet. So ATP tennis over 20.5 in Rublev versus Jerry. And we'll go ahead and we'll lock this bet in. $500 at minus 125 odds. And what was our EV percentage? The critical number, our EV percentage, is always what we want to know. And here it's 1.45%. So a little lower, but we bet it. That's the second play we're going with. So now our two bets are combined profit margin of $17, right? So just finding an edge in betting markets. You don't need to win every single bet to make money. All you need to do is beat the VIG, beat the juice, right? The juice on sports books is typically, 4 or 5%, depending on the market. Sometimes it's higher. So what you need to do is just beat the juice. So what is up with this? Plus 120. Okay. And then this is going to be tomorrow. So this is on 10-3. So we have a tennis play. We have a college football play. Let's see what else is out there. NBA starting soon. Absolutely NBA starting soon. So hopefully you were able to tail these two plays. Really the way to think about sports betting, sometimes we place parlays because you can place a profitable parlay. Absolutely. We place parlays, all the time. I mean, today we went, this parlay lost, which was a play from YouTube. So we got the minus 1,000 on that play. we had right here. So we lost 1,000 on that play. Like, you can play parlays and get an edge, but obviously the way to make money consistently, beat the books, is find bets with an edge. You can parlay them together, whatever, but just find bets with an edge, and you build up slowly. 2% returns on a daily basis, think of what that compounds to on your bankroll in a month, a year, right? A lot of money, a lot of money. It's not about placing these crazy parlays trying to make $1 million in one night. Although sometimes we do have some big hits. That's really not the strategy I follow, anybody should follow. It's all about kind of trying to consistently find bets with an edge, find platforms that are giving you great value. Like we just discovered on Thrive Fantasy, they give pretty good value. If you haven't signed up for this sportsbook, there's a link below. But what's cool about them is what you'll see is on 2-pick entries, you're getting 3.6 times your entry back. So you're getting plus 260 odds, right? So like here, you're getting 100 to win 360 on this Thrive Fantasy platform. So the way this platform works is just like Underdog, right? Where any 2 picks you select, you're going to see, what is this? So this is live, so I don't want live. Okay. So any 2 picks, what the heck? I'm not really sure what's going on here. Why there's a 20 times multiplier on Underdog, because we only have 2 picks selected. But let me try refreshing. Let's just try refreshing here. Okay. So here we have 2 picks, right? So it's 100 to win 300 on Underdog for a 2-pick entry. Any 2 picks you select, you're going to see 100 to win 300. On this Thrive platform, right? Any 2 picks you select, you're seeing 100 to win 360. So you're getting a higher payout, right? So as a sharp bettor, we always want to follow the value, follow the edge, stuff like that. And it's no different here. So you can see lines can move quick. If you wanted to bet, if you were trying to bet that Buffalo plus 125 on WinBet, down to plus 115 now, So this bet, just moved from Caesars. We bet it minus 125 on Caesars for over 20 and a half games, right? That's what we had on Caesars, over 20 and a half minus 125. Now it's minus 105, right? So you're kind of day trading sports looking for value. There's no BS. Wow. Shit. We're going to have a lot of bets in this stream. You have no idea. Wow. We're going to get after it here in a sec. Okay. So let's start out here. Over 46 in Bills Steelers, right? Minus 110 on WinBet. Bet Online has the total at 47.5, so 1.5 higher. Yeah, we want to be all over that on WinBet. So we want over 46, and let's just hammer it. So they're going to give me a max bet of 1,100, and it's like, okay. So we're going to hit that, of course. So we have Steelers, Bills, over 46. So we have Steelers, Bills, over 46, $1,100, minus 110 odds. In this bet, oh, wait, this is supposed to be in the live stream. I apologize. So we're going to put this here. What am I doing? So we want to go here. And then this bet is going to be for 10-9, a week from today, so Sunday. Right? So like this is exactly what you want as a sharp bettor, right? In terms of winning long term. You're getting 1.5 in value, right? 1.5 in value from the entire sports betting market. Well, at least the sharpest bookmakers, right? These differences make all the difference long term. This is an incredible bet, period, right? If you're betting at minus 110 juice, you have to win 52.4% of your bets to break even, right? So it's not about finding bets that are locks and, guaranteed hits. Like that's BS. It's about finding bets where you have the edge, right? All the market, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, like all these sports books are telling you, hey, this total is far too low at 46. All the sports books setting it at 47, 47 and a half. You want to put the most weight in Bet Online and Pinnacle, two of the sharpest bookmakers. We're getting over 46. So this bet, according to Pinnacle, if we put their market into a zero vig odds calculator, is hitting, 55% of the time. So we're winning this total bet 55% of the time, which is why this is a sharp play. Oh my God. So now we have another one. See, once again, just a point off from the rest of the market. Gonna have to destroy them. So, and we have been crushing WinBet. I mean, this balance, I'm not sure if you tracked along, but has just been going up. So, absolute demolishing of WinBet. So this is the second pick we lock in, okay? Under 43.5 Titans Commanders. Under 43.5 Titans Commanders. If you have questions, you can feel free to put them in here. But finding bets with an edge, winning long term, that's what we're about here at Odds Jam. Finding bets with an edge, helping sports bettors learn the ropes to win, right? We want to win. October 9th. And you can see WinBet already moved this total to 47, right? You got to be quick. We bet this over 46, already at 47. They moved the point up. They're like, you're too sharp, man. Here, 43.5 to 43, moved already. Wild. Do you ever insure plays? No, I don't insure. Let's see this tomorrow. Oh my God. So let's check out this Texas Tech play. So this one, maybe, you want to avoid a bit. Why? Because here it's like Pinnacle. They're super bullish and they're the sharpest bookmaker. So you put the most weight into their odds. They're super, they're most favored, whatever you want to say, on Texas Tech. So they kind of are like, they look a lot farther off from the rest of the market. So what's great about sports betting is kind of when you take that trader, investor, data-oriented mindset, is you can treat every sports book like an independent, data point and try to find these bets. But anyways, so like maybe this one's a pass because Pinnacle is way off. But regardless, we can go to when you're placing bets with recommended filters on, like guaranteed, you can blindly bet it. You're going to be good to go. So anytime TD scores, we were going to look at, wow. So what you can do is you can also just go to the exchanges and go here and go here. And you can kind of get a sense. So this actually doesn't look that good because the exchanges are at plus 1,700. So this is in decimal odds. But honestly, like, sometimes what's very hard about these one-way markets where there's no like other side of the market is you don't know if Caesars is just and DraftKings are just giving terrible odds because they don't have to like post odds on the other side of the market. Also, well, this does look pretty great. I mean, I don't know. If you wanted to dabble, these first TD scores, it's a little harder to figure out because there's no like opposite outcome, right? It's not like you can bet against this player scoring a touchdown. So it's really hard to see how books would price the other side. What about him not scoring a touchdown? If that makes sense. So what we can do is just go back here and then we can refresh. See what's out there. Wow. There is nothing better than Wisconsin plus 10. I'm a little confused. Northwestern plus 10 or Wisconsin plus 10? We can see. What you can do is just like go here. Wisconsin. So we want Northwestern plus 10, I believe. So I'm not sure if it's like pulling the wrong name or something like that. So yeah, we want plus 10. So it looks like it's like flipping the names once you open up the game, but we definitely want them plus 10. So we're going to go here and we're going to hit this. And they're taking 2,500. Cool. So let's see how much they take. And they're going to take 3,300 total. So such random limits. NFL games, less. So we have $3,300 on Northwestern plus 10. Another bet where we're getting value the rest of the market. And I'm not sure what exactly is going on here because here it says Northwestern minus 10. It's like flipping it or something. But once you take a peek at the odds, it's like, yeah. I mean, every sports book has – just imagine these are flipped because I'm not sure what's going on with OddsJam here. But every single sports book has Northwestern plus 9.5 favored. 1, 2, 3 data points, 4 data points, 5 data points, 6 data points. And you can get it half a point better around such a key number in football. And this is an arbitrage bet to Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker. Clear bet. So that's a play. So let's keep going. No idea what these comments are about. 14 points for Tom Brady. I was hoping this game got good so I could do something tonight, but we can see what else is out there and just kind of go from there. So it looks like a lot of bets moved. People are – so we got the Rays game tomorrow. So, you know, what else is out there? Dolphins minus 3. If you're looking for a spot to bet the Dolphins. Stanford plus 7. Cubs over 3.5. A lot of weak plays. Smaller plays, you know. Over 3.5. Twins, White Sox. Some tennis plays. Red Sox on the money line against the Rays. We got a tennis play. This guy's incredible. And then you have this bet, which just moved, right? You got to be quick. So you can't just bet on, you know, look the night before college football. So we'll see what else is out there. Check the middle betting tool. Check them all. And then this will probably be the last one we look at because I think this is quite good, if I remember. So you can get – this one is flipped too. I feel like OddsJam's doing something funky because this says Rutgers minus 3.5, but this says, you know, it should be Rutgers plus 3.5, which is the play we want to go with. Because if you open this up, what you'll see is the underdog is plus 3.5 here. So again, you got to imagine this is flipped. Rutgers is plus 3.5. Nebraska is minus 3.5. And you'll see here, it's like, yeah, I mean, around a key number 2, Bet Online, Pinnacle, DraftKings. So 2 really sharp bookmakers. And then DraftKings are saying, hey, Rutgers plus 3 should be favored. Like if we go to college football right here and you go to Nebraska, right? Like plus 3 is favored for Rutgers and we're getting plus 3.5. Didn't I already bet this? So what you can do is go to American. Yeah, I already bet this. Okay. So we're good there. And then here we want Nebraska plus 3. So Rutgers plus 3.5. Sorry, OddsJam is screwing me up there. So we can hit this as well. So Rutgers plus 3.5. This is the final play we'll possibly lock in for today. So we have Rutgers plus 3.5. Finding a lot of early value out there. Mathematical sports betting. Again, this sheet with all the track bets is in the description, so you can follow along with that. It is confusing, so I recommend checking the books. I'll take a look right after to make sure. I'm not sure what exactly is happening. Yeah, that's definitely more than enough. That's definitely more than enough books to get started. It is a great night to bet. There's a lot out there. So lines are moving like crazy. Like crazy. So if you're looking for an underdog play, here's a good play. Lines are moving a lot. That is for sure. And you can filter out sports books you decide not to use, but definitely, obviously, more sports books the merrier. You know, more outs is better, right? Objectively, that will be true. So you can see this plus 10.5. It was Texas Tech plus 10.5, came down to plus 10 on FanDuel. North Carolina plus 5, you know, lower EV percentages, but hey, you know, what I care more about is so it's flipping again, but it's supposed to be North Carolina plus 5. So how do we like the plus 5? A lot, right? Plus 3.5 minus 105. I mean, that seems like a pretty good play if you decided to dabble. 3.5 to 5 if you want to go with North Carolina plus 5 against Miami. So I got to take a look at this issue, though, because it's definitely flipping the team names. So we'll take a look here and see if there's anything else we like. Otherwise, I'm going to call it for tonight. I mean, we just locked and loaded a ton of bets. We made a ton of money today. We're up 4.5K on the live streams. We're up 11.7K since the start of football. Again, the goal is just to show you, like, you don't need any, like, it's just math. Like, just think of sports betting in a simple, rational way. It'll be a lot more effective. Try to beat the VIG consistently, place a high volume of bets, forming your own portfolio of sharp bets, right? Not every bet's going to win. You know, we had some big losses today, too. Some really big losses. Cardinals, Stanford plus 6.5 first quarter. Lost. Panthers money line 27.50 lost. Doesn't mean it was a bad bet. It means the bet lost. Lamar under like this 3, you know, it's just math. Follow the strategy, follow the math, and you'll be good. So you don't need a ton of books. You know, what's crazy about sports betting is there's just so many books, right? Like here's another interesting one. This is always so weird, right? Like their juice is minus 102 in the Eastern Michigan game, which doesn't make a ton of sense because usually juice is minus 110, minus 110. Here it's minus 102, minus 102. So that is really good. So we're going to go ahead and lock in this play. This is exactly what it's like to make money sports betting. I mean, it's really not that complicated. It requires time. It's not passive income, but you can definitely do it. You just got to put in the time, find sharp bets, and you can definitely make a lot of money sports betting. So we'll prove that on these live streams. So hopefully you're able to get some of these books. There's a bunch of links below and just tail the bets. So like, why do we like this play? It's like, well, first of all, there's minus 102 juice. So the bookmaker barely has any advantage. When you're betting at minus 102 juice, you only got to win 50.5% of your bets long term to win, to break even. 50.5%. The bookmaker has 0.5% advantage on you. So when we're looking here, it's like, well, you got Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book, has this favored at minus 126. It's an arbitrage bet. We're getting 24 cents of improvement. And then every other sports book has the total 0.5 point or a full point higher. So it's like, yeah, that's definitely a play that is positive EV that has a ridiculous amount of value. So see if anything else is out there. If not, we can call it a day. But maybe there will be some stuff out there. Who knows? Always a good time to look for some fun, profitable bets. So let's see. So just using data, trying to find some good bets. And there's also another interesting, kind of a thing I'll go through here in a sec. So nothing else jumping out here. So then you can hop over to middles or whatever and just be like, oh, here's one that's interesting, right? Like middles are fascinating because what middles show you is very different than the other tools. Middles will show you where are sports books just like way off, like where are sports books setting the lines at different levels. So here we can see in Akron, Ohio, the spread set at or the total is at 56.5 on win. All the sports books are setting it at 58.5. So 2 points higher. So this is just like, a no-brainer. So this is definitely a play we want to go with. So we're going to lock it in. And that's the next play we're on. Over 56.5. Akron at Ohio. LeBron James. Like you can't even find, like most sportsbooks alternate markets don't even go down that low. That's just like, wow, that is a play we want to be all over. More data is better. And this is just like you can't even like see it on the board. You got to scroll. Those 2 points make all the difference in the long run. All the difference, right? Like DraftKings has the over 58.5 favored. So does Pinnacle. We're getting over 56.5 at minus 110 juice. Incredible. So early lines are pretty great. Not sure about that. Not sure. Do you have a group? Not sure what a group is. What do you mean by group? LeBron James? And this, I have no idea. So we're hitting a lot of bets. So might as well just keep it up. And unless this game gets good, wild. This game's a lot more high scoring than I was hoping for, but that's okay. Variance. So nothing else interesting here. If you have Bally Bet and you want to bet on the 49ers, that looks like a decent price. Other than that, it's just kind of like, nothing really there. There's some live lines. We can go back to the middle tool and be like, okay, is there anything? Because we just got down possibly the most incredible bet of the week with Akron versus Ohio. And then finally, we can go to the EV tool and just be like, okay, anything else out there? And it's like, okay, these EV percentages maybe are a bit too low, whatever. So we skip. North Carolina +5, that's kind of an option. And Florida State +3.5 is another option. So how do we feel about Florida State +3.5? And you got to remember the lines are flipped. So here it's like, that seems pretty good. Being able to get Florida State +3.5. Right? As well as North Carolina +5. So what we could do is hit them both. No reason not to. Boom. So they take the full amount. Feeling a little ballsy, but WinBet has been good to us, so we'll take it. We'll take it in college football. And again, the whole point is just kind of showing you how you can use, data to find these great bets and like how fast the edge can, we didn't even a lot of these bets when you're taking them from the middle page, you can't like calculate EV as easily, but it's just the point of like how you can find sharp bets. And when you're using the EV page, you can just take your percentage, multiply it by your stake, and you'll get a sense of how much profit you're going to make in the long run. So Rutgers plus 3.5. Did they move this in our face? Caesars. So they just moved Rutgers plus 3.5. Again, these are flipped to plus 100. Every sports, what are they doing? Oh, they moved it to plus 2.5. So hopefully you were able to tail, because we bet plus 3.5 minus 110, which is much better than plus 2.5 at plus 100. So we have that bet right here. So we're getting a lot of good bets down. Again, like sometimes when college football, when sportsbooks first post odds for college football, you can get a lot of great bets down. 3.5 is a key number in football. Definitely a play we want to be on. Florida State plus 3.5. And then this will be the final play. And then I think we're going to call it Florida State plus 3.5. And it moved. So you can see it's already down to plus 3. So we just missed it. So you got to move quick. Anyways, this I don't care about. How far in advance? The same math holds if you're placing a bet 5 minutes in advance, 20 minutes in advance. Same math holds. No, not really. I mainly just bet on sports and play poker. Forced in TD, yeah, right. No way. No way. We are hitting everything. Did he actually score a touchdown? Forced in. He scored a touchdown. Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible. Hopefully everybody here tailed my anytime touchdown bet from YouTube. Forced in plus 3.5. This guy's a legend. That's great. That's great. 55 points already in this game, too. Wild. So pretty crazy. But that's hilarious. Anyways, what else is out there? So we have North Carolina. You got Virginia Tech. I mean, yeah, we could bet all night. That's the problem. So let's check the arbitrage page last. See what else is out there. You got some first set total. Just a lot of bets. A lot of bets using data to inform our betting decisions, make better bets, all good stuff. So this Akron versus Ohio one was possibly the best bet of all time. So we can check out Houston minus 1.5, Troy minus 5.5, Buffalo plus 2.5. Let's check them all out. So, point off from the whole market, maybe not the end of the world. 2 isn't really as key of a number. Someone asked about point spreads. Doesn't matter. It's like, 2.5 to 3 versus 4.5 to 5 is a big difference, right? It really does matter what the number is around. So here you can see what do we like here and here? So here it's like, Bet Online and Pinnacle, they aren't really in agreement, 2 of the sharper bookmakers, so maybe we skip this. But this play looks incredible, right? Pinnacle has this minus 132, so it's a low hold. We're getting 22 cents of improvement. Troy minus 5.5. Bet Online is even more bullish on Troy minus 6.5. They have that minus 120. Right? So Troy minus 5.5. This is another max play, I guess. So Troy minus 5.5. We want to be all over that. I am in New York. I am. Take my bet. So there we go. And I assume this one's a 3,300 cap. Yep. So 3,300 cap. Looks really good. Every data point in the market telling us, yo, this bet's real good. 7 p.m. Saturday. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. So that's bet number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So no fantasy right now, I guess. We're not going to be playing any fantasy sites. We're not going to be playing. Right now, it seems like the opportunities in college football and these money lines. So nothing here. Things moving. You can see the odds have changed, whatever. The odds have changed. That still looks incredible. Over 57 in the Akron game. So what we can do is just keep checking out some other bets, and then maybe we'll call it a day at some point. So we got Florida State plus 3.5. We already bet this. It's kind of like going down the list. It's like, yeah, we're overall pretty good. But there's one final secret we can do. So let's see if there's anything else that we really need to bet. And not really. But what we can do is we can go to, let's go here. For this. And then I'll go here to college football, and I'll put this in here. I don't see any lines yet for tomorrow. Plus 1,600 looks incredible. But what you can do here is what's really cool is you can kind of compare. This is in beta, so it's not perfect. But what's really cool is you can kind of put all the sports books right next to each other and just take a look at the market side by side. 3.5, 5, here it's like you can see that Houston-Memphis one, right? Win bets at minus 1.5. The other sports books were at 2.5. So you can kind of just like 26, like you can kind of like do this for player props, for whatever, and see value, and where there could be good opportunities. So this is just another way of viewing data. There's nothing shocking, magnificent, whatever. It's just another way of viewing data, and you can kind of like tease around and see if there's anything you want to go with. So BYU plus 3, minus 107 on PointsBet seems decent considering a lot of sports books are at 2.5. Maybe that's a key number. Maybe you want to look at that. So we can take a look and see if we find anything interesting. And sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. San Diego State minus 19.5 at minus 110. I mean, here you can see there's minus 102 juice again, which is like, why? But I guess there is. So always fascinating. And this really is, kind of the life of what people do who try to make money sports betting. You're really just looking for opportunity constantly. Following the odds, looking at markets, watching the line movements, and then you do the same thing for the total. And sometimes there will be opportunities, sometimes there won't. So it'll show up. We still got to work on it a bit, but it should show up, when the lines change, it'll kind of highlight and stuff like that. But it's super valuable in some ways. It's just another way of viewing data. I mean, there's not really another way to describe it. Like sports betting is all about data and kind of making sense of data. So like here, for example, in the Memphis-Houston game, it's like, okay, WinBet has the total at 56.5. Bet Rivers has 58. So what we can do is we can go over to this Memphis game and we can just be like, okay, like, what do we think about the total? 56.5. I mean, it seems like there's a little bit of value, maybe not enough that you want to bet it. But Houston, Memphis, like this seems fair, odds, whatever you want to call it. Like it seems decent. It's a point off from the market, and a point off is a big deal in college football. So, you can try to be pretty quick looking at it. Here, it's like over 44 in Virginia Tech Pitt. We saw that play on the EV page. That seems pretty good. Here we have Troy, Southern Miss. So what we can do is just be like, okay, like Troy, Southern Miss. Let's take a look at their total points. And it's like, okay, like again, here, maybe it's like, yeah, you get in some good value, right? Maybe it's worth dabbling in. Maybe you don't want to dabble yet. I don't know. Bet Online has this at 46.5. So like you're still getting, a 1.5 of improvement. Seems pretty good. Just like looking at all the data in the market. Because again, when you're betting at minus 110 juice, don't need to win every bet. You need to win 52.4%. So you're looking for, kind of at all the data in the market, trying to figure out, do I think I'm winning this bet 52.4% of the time? So we can continue to look, see if there's anything interesting out there. Nothing glaringly incredible, but, 57 to 58, 54 to 55, 54 to 56.5. So this Duke game, you can switch it. You can definitely switch it. So we can go to this Duke game, which seems quite interesting, as well. So over 54. Maybe. I don't know. Indiana, Michigan, there's kind of a lot of games, obviously. So it's fun. And obviously, there's a lot of line movement kind of earlier in the week when odds first start to come out. So here there's a middle 57 to 59. Right, here's this Akron one, which we just bet. So pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. What we can do is just like go back. We can, check, see if there's anything else that we're in love with for today. So we got an underdog prop for tomorrow, but I didn't see anything else. We got some live bets. We got Tom Brady delayed. Delayed for what? Why are you delayed? So not delayed. Patrick Mahomes, 3 passing TDs. So this game, Bucks were favored. A lot of variance. So, so fun. Nothing more fun than sports betting. So this is still available. Cam Akers. Nothing else really out there. So I guess I'll call it now. I hope you guys found this helpful. This, like 70% beating closing line. But it really is a volume game. People always, like mistake how much of this is a volume game. It's like a time game. Like this bet had a profit margin of $20. This one, $20. This one, $5, right? It's this one, $10. It really is a volume game. More bets, more bets, more bets, more bets, more bets, more bets, more bets. And that's regardless of the sports book. Like, we focused a lot on win bet today, which I don't usually do, but like, more bets, more bets, more bets, more bets, more promos, more bets, 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 right? It really is a volume game thing. When you know you have an edge and you like gain confidence in EV betting and, kind of like your edge as a sports bettor, it really is just more and more and more and more trusting the math, trying to take the emotions, the BS out of it, and just bet more. You got to get more down to make more money. You got to place more bets. Ooh. Yep. So what you can see here is like, plus 234 for the Tigers. So if we went to the EV tool, and then you went ahead and you did this, you increased your max odds, which you can do sometimes, depending on how much time you have. You can see here, like, pretty good EV. No other sportsbook giving us above plus 224. Maybe you want to dabble in some Tigers. Maybe we dabble in a little bit of the Detroit Tigers for tomorrow. So we'll add a baseball play. And they're going to log me out. So let's log back in, but maybe. So, it's just kind of like the whole point of, odds jam is just like, there's just so much crap to bet on, and these markets move so much. This game's on Monday. And it's just like these markets move so much, right? Like, we bet, what did we bet earlier? We bet over 46 in the Steelers game like 20 minutes ago. Gone. Over 47 you got to get now, right? We bet under 43.5 in the Titans Commanders game. Now you can only bet under 43 here. Like, there's millions of odds, millions of things you can bet on these sports books if you consider all the data in the market. So you really need a way to zone in on what bets are actually good, right? Or what bets are interesting and should you be spending time on looking at? Because you can't look at everything, right? You don't have unlimited time. And even if you did, you probably wouldn't want to stare at a screen betting on sports the whole day. So it's really, how do you get data presented to you in a way that's very helpful, in terms of placing these bets, finding sharp bets and things like this. So middle bets. So anyways, hopefully you guys found this helpful. Nah. But also I'd say, like, bankroll considerations are really, I would say most people say they have a bankroll, and then as their confidence in the system or arbitrage betting or whatever system they're betting that they're making money consistently and over the course of the long run, their bankroll, it's like, well, I'll put in another $1,000 for my bank account or whatever. Like, obviously you shouldn't put your life savings into sports betting or sell your house or something like that. But like, I'd say there's a lot of people who consider their bankroll, like people who have good jobs, and they're like, my bankroll is $150 to start. And it's like, okay, you can start with that. You got like a $5 bet size, I guess, $10 bet size, and okay, like, whatever. But then as they see, like, oh, I'm making money consistently, or like, whoa, this thing really works, it's like, oh, I have more money actually. So I'd say, like, bankroll, I started out betting $5 on everything because I thought it was fun, and tracking CLV and hitting little arbs and stuff like that after work. So not really, but hopefully you guys found this helpful. Again, any questions, any questions you want answered on these live streams, I put an email at the top. There's a bunch of sportsbook sign-up links. Obviously helps us out if you sign up. And we can talk about anything, middle betting. We can just play some bets. We can focus more on fantasy, Thrive Fantasy, Underdog, Prize Picks. Obviously, we had some really big fantasy hits today. Freaking legendary fantasy hits today. Not actually, but Thrive Fantasy, this was my first day betting on it. And I'm pretty sure we took them for $7.5K. So we deposited $2,000 and we were leaving with $7.5K. So that's not bad. But in reality, we obviously gave this play out on the live stream, which was great. So I definitely recommend, if this is in your location, click that link, sign up for it. It's definitely useful because they offer good prices, and good prices is what matters. This was the banger bet. So hopefully this was helpful, guys. Let's make some money. And yeah.